Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
And I'm Office Bloke Max.
If you're new to the channel, leave us a like and subscribe if you don't mind.
Yeah,
you know, it
why
makes
not?
sense and all that. And we do appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here are the most dangerous weapons exorcists use that demons hate. This is Sean Ryan, right?
This is Sean Ryan, yeah. Do you boys believe in anything like this?
No.
No?
No.
No. There you go.
Not usually.
This is going to be a great video.
It's no, I actually, you know, it's these things that have happened to me, and I don't want to tell people some of the stuff because you sound crazy.
Yeah.
But these things that have happened where I thought, oof, that could have been a ghost, or that could have been
Yeah, that's
a
unusual.
spirit.
Yeah.
You know, and it's why has that happened? It's not, it can't be coincidence. I've seen things where I thought, I don't know what that is.
Right,
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
there was one event when I was down in a basement, and out the corner of my eye, I could see like glowing like orbs. And I looked at it like, and I thought it was
wow.
out the corner of my eye. I thought it was the sun catching me watch.
Yeah.
And then I realised that something was covering my shirt. My shirt was covering my watch, so
Yeah.
it couldn't have been reflecting off that.
Yeah.
And there was nothing else it could have been reflecting. I was in a basement when I thought about it and
just
all
one
that.
light, yeah.
And I could see it, and I was like, oh shit! And I just legged it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just ran back upstairs, and Gaynor said to me, "It looks like you've seen a ghost." I said, I might have.
Who knows?
I said,
Yeah.
but I don't know what it was. But it was very,
Yeah.
very odd.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's all I like to see.
I feel a lot of people do see stuff like that and go, like, there's no, like, reasonable
I think the
explanation.
power of the mind is so strong.
Yeah, that's
That
true.
it's there's certain things that you can probably achieve that we don't have, we don't use regular. It's not something.
Yeah.
It's not an everyday use in your mind.
Yeah.
But I think the mind is that powerful that if it is sort of like used in a certain way, you probably can come across different things. But I'm just not sure. It's not something I mean, I've done a Ouija board and all that, and that sort of like pops up a little bit odd as well
That's what
sometimes.
I'll never go
I've had a spiritualist. I don't know what you call them, but they call them when they come round and they sort of like say they did a Ouija board.
What, psychic?
Psychic, yeah.
Yeah.
And he come round and he
Or
sort of
medium.
like he said things that no one would know to me,
Yeah.
and I was like, wow, that's only I knew that.
Yeah.
Gaynor didn't even know, and he's told me stuff, and I was like, it's like when my mum died of stomach cancer, but no one knew, only me.
Yeah.
And they thought they put it down to a fall and everything like that when she died, but she had stomach cancer, and he told me that,
Really?
and I'm like, how would you know that?
Yeah.
There's no way you'd know.
So that answer at the beginning saying just no straight away, and then you explained to
I still don't believe it though. I still think it's just like a little bit odd. I don't want to be a crazy guy going on about
It's
it.
the one because as soon as you start thinking about it, then you think about it more.
Yeah,
Then
you
it- then
get into it. It's like
goes
a
out.
rabbit hole, isn't it? You
Yeah,
can go
it
down,
can
and then you
be.
can start thinking about things that are not real, that you can associate with,
Yeah.
and then it becomes sort of like such a wide sort of like scope of what you're associating with that something's going to be there.
Yeah.
It's like me saying, you know, a guy called John, right? Fucking, you'd be like, no way, yeah, John's coming through, yeah,
The
John,
John,
or
yeah.
getting a J name, and you think of names when, and I've seen these people before when they go, I'm getting a J name, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, it's probably the most popular fucking name that you can come up with: John, Jonathan, Jimmy, James, Jack.
Yeah.
There's millions of them. You know what I mean? Everyone's going to know someone begins with J.
Yeah.
It's like,
You know, or whatever
is
it may
is
be.
Clinton Baptiste.
Yeah,
It's like,
getting a word.
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, here are the most dangerous weapons
absolutely.
exorcists use that demons hate.
Father Rehill, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sean. Good to be here.
It's an honor to have you here. I've been really looking forward to this for a
thank
long
you.
time. But so before every show, not everyone, but we like to do a little warm up if we have time. And people are infatuated with what other people are carrying to protect themselves. And usually this segment is somebody like me who's been in the military, very familiar around guns, but I thought this would be a very unique opportunity for something different. And you conduct exorcisms in the Middle Tennessee area, and so I thought I'm fascinated, and I would love to know when you go on an exorcism, what are you carrying with you to protect yourself?
Well, I do take bodyguards in the practical, natural setting. This is the weapon, the rosary, my number one weapon. It's like holy water. I have a relic of the Cave of St. Michael, which you're now familiar with. And I take a piece of the true cross that Christ died on. Those are my main sacramentals that I go in with. And
Hang on, the true cross which Christ actually died on. Is that is that an artifact of the official cross, or is that I'm not familiar with religion.
No,
I
I'm
don't
not
think there's anything
religious myself.
such as like the original cross that he died on. That just doesn't exist, does it?
I don't know. Is
It's
it?
highly unlikely.
Why?
Because I think it is highly unlikely.
There you go. Yeah,
I thought it would
I've
be
never-
likely. They found the ark.
I've never heard of that about the cross ever. In my
What, that he
entire
died on a
life.
cross?
No,
I've heard
they-
that.
No, that they found the artifact for it.
Oh.
It's highly unlikely.
I wouldn't. I'm not a historian. I'm not a religious guy, so I probably wouldn't. I've never. It's never come across my path.
I've never thought to research it.
No,
No, me
people would know where it was. It'd been like the Vatican City or something, wouldn't it? Or it would be somewhere. But I've never heard any stories about it ever.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Ever.
Makes
So-
sense what you're saying.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. I wonder if it's a thing,
Maybe they have to do a
what
certain
is-
ritual to it to make it a part.
or
of
what does it mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Yeah.
Have to let us know if you're Christian.
What do you mean a piece of the
Oh.
original cross?
Brilliant.
So the actual cross he died on, I have a piece of it. It's in a special reliquary within it's like a crucifix with a secret compartment. You would love it. It's very.
Where did you get that?
I got that from a bishop in Rome many years ago.
Wonder what you had to
That
do to get that.
is-
Oh no, oh my god.
I mean, why did you? That's such a sacred possession. Why was it given to you?
There's no way to answer that. Back maybe 20 years ago, it was much easier to get relics. Now they're all kind of monitored, and there's checkpoints to go through. There's a bunch of nuns that actually control who gets what. It's very difficult now. That is almost impossible to get unless you're a bishop. But I had a bishop that took a liking to me, and I also had a bunch of relics from a priest in Poland that was dying that wanted to give me his relics when I was on a trip over there. So I've gotten them a few different ways. I also have a glove of Padre Pio. Do you know who Padre Pio is?
I don't.
So he's a saint that died really not too long ago, I think in 68. He was an Italian friar who had incredible gifts. So he could read your soul. He could see your sins just from looking at you. He could be in two places at the same time by locate. He levitated. He glowed. He had the wounds of Christ
That's dynamo.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that, right?
Yeah, literally.
on his hands, his feet, and his side, and they bled constantly. So he always wore these gloves. And a Chicago guy, back probably about almost close to 80 years or so now, or more, he had a great devotion to this priest. So he sent him a lot of money to help build this hospital he was building in Italy. And a bishop reached out to him to thank him and said, is there anything Padre Pio can pray for you? And this guy, he was a big beer distributor for all of Chicago. He said, yeah, you can pray for my family, but tell him I need one of those gloves of his. And the bishop's like, that's never going to happen. But he's like, just pass it on, see what happens. And he did send him a glove through the bishop, and he gave the glove to the family. And he died eventually. His two daughters were sharing it 6 months a year, and then one of them died. And then this lady who had the glove came to Mass one day, and I was preaching on Padre Pio, and she heard a voice say, give him the glove. And she was like, I really don't want to do that. It's a family heirloom. And the Lord said, give him the glove. So she met me after Mass and said, I have something the Lord wants me to give you. And she shared the whole story. And then the next week she came back and gave me the glove. So they come in strange ways.
If you did everything the voices told you to do, you'd be in a lot of trouble, wouldn't you?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
massively.
You'd be in
Yeah.
strange ways. wouldn't you?
Yeah. I'd be worse than that. Give
Canal.
Belmarsh.
Yeah.
But so there is a cross. You're still not buying that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Mike's-
buying
Mike's
it.
got
I'm
no-
not buying it at all. It's very ambiguous what he's saying.
I kind of
Call me Mr. Skeptical again. But,
Mr. Skeptical.
but you know, I just don't buy it.
My point. Yeah.
Wow. So you have the rosary, the piece from the original cross that
Yep.
Jesus was crucified on.
Yeah.
In the I'm sorry, what was
The stone from St. Michael's Cave.
the stone from St.
Very
Michael's
powerful.
Cave? Can you describe that? Why is that powerful?
So back around the year 430, there was a farmer out hunting, and he was chasing this bull, and the bull went into this cave in Italy. It's a place called Gargano, Italy. It's very close to where Padre Pio was, maybe 20 miles. And he shot the arrow at the bull going in the cave, and the arrow turned around and came out and shot him in the arm. And he was like, okay, so that cave is possessed. There's something bad. So he went to the bishop. He said, this this is what happened to me in this cave. I shot an arrow and it came back and shot myself. Didn't really wound me, just flesh wound, but you should go exercise that cave. So the bishop decided he'd pray and fast for 3 days before he goes to this cave. And then when he goes to the cave, he steps in, and there St. Michael appears to him, and he's standing on this big stone in the middle of the cave. And he says, I want you to turn this cave into a church in honor of me, and I will protect the people of your region.
Ego.
And I'm St. Michael the Archangel. And he left his footprint on that stone. So the bishop...
When it went, fucking never guess just what happened. I crashed out, I was pissed, I crashed out in that cave. The cave round the corner. Some guy come in, I fucking didn't know what to do, so I stood on the stone and went, hey! St. Michael.
You never know, there's only fucking bull sat in the corner as well.
When you call it a bull's head. Turn it into a pub.
Sacred land.
After me. Oh, dear.
Did this. And he put in the things he needed to put in, but basically the cave was situated in such a way that it made kind of a perfect layout for a church. It's huge. And fast forward to the Middle Ages, when the plague came, St. Michael appeared to the bishop of that era and said, tell the people to go to the cave and take a stone. Everybody who has a stone will be protected from the plague, the Black Death. And it was one of the only towns in Italy where nobody got sick. So he's promised through the years that people who take these stones, he will personally watch over and protect them and their families. If they exhibit some faith. It's not magic. It's not magic at all.
Interesting.
So there's that, and then the exorcism salt and the holy water.
What does the salt do?
The salt it's like burning oil on a demon. They can't take it. It's just pure pain. And so you put that in the holy water, and it kind of bolsters the holy water up to like high octane.
Interesting. So you put the salt into the holy water.
Yeah.
What is it about salt and demons? Is there a reason?
I don't know. I mean, we've always had blessed salt for, probably as long as the church has been around. Salt, of course, was so valuable back 2,000 years ago because it basically preserved meats. It did everything. No salt, no food, basically. Your food would perish. So the salt has been important, but then when you put the blessing on it, it now has an added layer of protection, and the demons can't stand it. And then when you put it into the holy, it's part of the rite of making holy water, if you make it properly. It, like I said, it makes it into this, it's almost like fire. When it hits somebody who's possessed, they scream as though they're being burned.
Wow. Well, Father, I got a gift for you. I'm excited to do this.
The other glove.
Okay.
So I got a buddy.
It's not good again, is it?
It's from a friend.
You should really check him out, I promise you.
What do you reckon his gift is? Do you reckon it's the other part of the cross?
I reckon
Imagine, I collect memorabilia. Well, saying collect it, I've acquired quite a bit of memorabilia over the years of gifts. People giving me stuff from different things, and I've got like, if someone says to me, "What's your most valuable, or your most best piece of memorabilia you've got?" I've got a Pele worn shirt. I've got a Zidane worn shirt, right?
Yeah.
And I've also got a piece of the Berlin Wall, right, which probably trumps his cave shit.
Yeah.
Right? Because I've seen the Berlin Wall, I've never seen his cave.
Has Hasselhoff ever been to your cave?
Yeah, exactly.
Think about it.
Right? Yeah. What else have I got? So I've got some quite stuff that's quite valuable, I would say, right? I've got boots that are signed by players and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've got a personalised baseball bat from who made the baseball bats? What are they called? Louisville Slugger.
Oh, yeah.
And things like that. But at what point do they go, yeah, but I've got a piece of Christ's cross that he was fucking crucified on? You'd be like, oh, fucking hell. Trumps everything, doesn't it, really?
Who's this guy?
Kind of trumps a lot of stuff, doesn't it?
Things like, what would you rather have on your wall? Christ's cross or Pele?
Well, it depends on what you do. I mean, I've got the Pele picture on my wall.
Yeah, exactly.
In the office.
Yeah.
But it's at the same time, it's like, if I had a piece of the original cross by Christ that you got crucified on, that's kind of more of a talking point, isn't it?
I wouldn't keep it, though.
It'd be
What
on,
would you do?
it'd be on
I'd give
eBay,
it
wouldn't
to
it? Let's
the
face it.
museum.
I just think if
What's the value behind something like that?
it'd be invaluable, but if there was such a thing like the cross that Christ was crucified on, it wouldn't be it'd be sort of on show somewhere as like.
At least they got it from Rome.
But it's in pieces, right? And I imagine the cross was quite big. I've seen him lugging it around. It's quite big. So it depends how big the piece is.
To have it verified that was it though, and if it was, I don't think they'd be giving bits of it away.
But Well, it goes to the bishops, doesn't it?
likely.
I imagine bishops do get something like that. I imagine it would be distributed among bishops,
I want to see how
I've never
big
heard
the
of anything
piece
like
is.
that.
If it's like a tiny little piece, then there can be loads.
like a splinter.
Or if it's like a big chunk, that's like a fifth of the cross.
Yeah, you want the cross bit, don't you? You want the bit, the junction.
Yeah.
Is what that's the main bit.
Or a
innit?
bit of a nail as well.
Bit with a nail, bit of skin on it.
Yeah, bit of blood. Yeah.
A company called Sig Sauer. They make some of the world's best firearms, especially handguns.
No way.
And, my buddy Jason loves
Fucking way.
and he wanted me to give this to you.
Just shoot a ghost.
Protect
Are you
yourself
joking?
with. You can open it up if you want. And so yeah, I am very pleased to give you the
a water gun.
Sig P365.
Can I take it out?
Absolutely, it's safe. There's no rounds in there.
Okay.
Holds 21 rounds in the magazine, and
Look at him.
See, I thought it'd be a water gun that squirts that holy water with salt.
With salt, yeah.
It's got a canister that won't decay with salt being in it, sort of thing, so you
Yeah.
can spray the demons.
Yeah.
Look at his face. He couldn't give less of a fuck. God.
It's a strange gift to give someone who
Yeah.
just carries rosary beads.
You'd
and-
think it'd be a cross or something at least, wouldn't you? Or,
Yeah.
Jackie's just got a storeroom just full of them.
Yeah.
It's just like, God,
right.
he's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the shares in the company.
Yeah,
His friend
yeah,
Jason's
well,
cutting him in the
Please
nail.
go and visit him. We buy some
and
guns.
one in the pipe. It's got that optic on there. That's the latest and greatest.
Is it?
It is. And so
It looks like a very exorcist-looking gun. You know,
Last
it's
thing you
black.
need.
I don't know if that's going to do anything to demons.
No, I would
but,
not take this into an exorcism, but thank you. Hey, you'll have to. We're going to talk about this off camera. You can give me the lowdown on what I need to be doing with this.
Perfect.
Because I don't. I'll be honest. I don't know a lot about guns.
I will.
In
Perfect
fact,
gift
when
then.
when you first reached out to me or your team, I said I don't really know who this guy is because I'm not into the worldly stuff so much. Time is limited. Somehow my brother found it. He goes, "Are you kidding me? He's like the hottest thing in the world right now. You have to go." So I looked you up somewhere, and all I saw were hunting videos.
Hunting videos.
It looked like hunting videos,
I used to review firearms.
but maybe it wasn't you. So the only thing I got to was this page.
Jack Ryan.
and There's a guy hunting in the woods with a silencer, and I go, "Who hunts with a silencer? Is he hunting people? Who is this guy?" And then I reached out and said, "I think I'm the wrong person." And your staff got back and said, "No, you're the right person. It's just, it's fine. He definitely wants you." So I said, "Okay." But yeah, and I looked to find that video today, and I can't. It's nowhere. There's nothing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not much.
Must have been in another world.
Okay.
But
Me neither.
But I used to review firearms, so maybe that's it. But I am curious. So when you get on location, what do you do with the items that you bring to protect yourself during an exorcism?
Well, there's a lot that goes into it beforehand. So I celebrate Mass for the victim beforehand. We fast the night before on just water. We do preparatory prayers to surround the room with God's angels and silence and basically make any demons present completely unable to contact each other or move against us. And so they're kind of made immobile, and they just, if they're there, they can't do anything. And then when we get there, the room gets sprinkled with the salt, with the water. I use the relics on the actual victim. I'll bless them. I'll put the glove on the person's forehead. I will take the cross and put it on their back as I'm praying prayers over them. And you can see as you're doing it what they really hate, and what they really find horribly offensive and painful. But all those things always have that effect. I've got other relics too, though. It's on occasion I'll have something with me, and I'll just on a whim maybe pull out a relic and see what they think of it. They don't like any of the saints, to be honest, but there's certain things that they really can't stand.
So each exorcism that you perform, every demon inside of somebody, they respond different to different things.
Yeah, it's not a science, and the reason is that every individual person is unique in their own way, from their experience, their background, their history, their DNA. Then you also have every demon is almost unique in their own way. St. Thomas Aquinas says that every angel is in itself a species, if you can imagine that. It's like insane. So depending on what group of demons is affecting that person, and that person being different from you and from me and from him, it's always a little different. But there's also generalities, like they always hate certain things. They don't like, when Our Lady is present, when we feel her presence in the room, that's the most painful part of the exorcism for them. They cannot stand her.
Interesting. We'll get into this stuff in the actual interview.
Okay.
But thank you for the warm up.
Sure. Thank you.
We'll get into the interview. I appreciate it.
Cool.
No matter where you're watching Sean Ryan show.
Yeah, I do like Sean Ryan.
Yeah.
I want to see what he's got.
very
But
good.
he's just been to Romania, and I want to see what he's got to say about that. Because he's kind of exposing a few things that are going on in Romania at the moment.
Right, okay.
I just like how simple he is in terms of like as a host, he just kind of lets.
Yeah, just ask the simple questions,
Yeah.
doesn't he? Which is what the ones people are answering,
Yeah.
Nothing too complicated or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm
So-
not sure about the exorcisms though.
No, I mean, I think what the guy said was that sometimes it's down to your beliefs as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what you do believe, you've got to have like a bit of a belief in things. Like when he was getting relics, it's because he believes in it.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe, then maybe you don't have a sort of like
Effect.
like an effect on anything. So it is a lot of down to beliefs and stuff like that as well. So, but yeah, it's interesting stuff.
He's quite a harsh person to sort of introduce people to because he knows so much about that stuff.
Yeah.
He kind of says a lot, and you go, "So what's that and that in the same sentence?"
Yeah,
You go,
there's
"That's
quite a few bits there that needed unpacking. wasn't
Yeah,
there?
it's a lot of like information overload.
There's some things that like aren't sort of normal, sort of that they're a bit out there, aren't you? You think, oh, well, that's not right. Why would that work? Or why would you do this? Why would the guy come down to the cave and things like that? And you think, well,
I wonder if the bull had a shit when it was there. Collected some of that.
Chewed some mud. Yeah,
Anyway,
very interesting.
I do like
Yeah.
Sean Ryan. No, he's good.
He's good, yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed that as well. Don't forget like and subscribe. See you on the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.